Hello, professional writers, or soon-to-be professional writers. Welcome to Professional Writing Online Summer Session 1. I am your professor, Erin Casey Williams. You can call me Dr. CW, or you can call me Erin. I'm fine with that. Or Professor. I always answer Professor. Yeah. So moving on, this is my first time teaching online and my first time recording videos, so bear with me as I try to figure this all out. But I'm excited. I think we're going to do a lot of really good writing this session, and I think you're going to learn a ton. And me too. So, one more thing. So this is a summer 7 session. It starts today and it ends 2 weeks from the end of, no, at the end of June. It ends at the end of June. But I am actually gonna have a baby. Boom, big belly. And he's due 2 weeks after the session ends, so it shouldn't be a problem. But if I go dark for a little while, and you can't get in touch with me, just be patient and keep doing what you're doing, keep doing the assignments, and either I'll be back, because it's a false alarm, or Professor Kelly Dice will take over and grade you from there on out. Okay? Alright, so moving on, let's go over some introductory materials. So, welcome to professional writing. Happy professional writing. So let's talk a little bit about professional writing. What do you think professional writing is? I'll give you just a couple minutes to think about that. I hope you said that professional writing might be resumes, or memos, or how to write a letter. And it is all those things and more. And so we're going to be going over all the other things it is throughout the session. It's going to be different than most kinds of writing that you've written in the past, especially in college. In college, you're supposed to write long papers that are thoughtful and deep. Professional writing is much more concise. The documents are going to be mostly shorter. And the idea is to get right to the point. So you want to have the bottom line up front, say what you want your reader to do, and then give kind of examples and reasons why, but keep everything very concise. You don't want to spend a lot of time doing a lot of different things in a professional document. Have one purpose and make sure that purpose very visible. Now, even though it's mostly different than the kinds of writing you've done in the past, it is also going to be similar. And it's similar in the idea that you want to include lots of details and you want to persuade your reader that you have the right view of things and that they should do what you want them to do. They should think the way you want them to think, okay? So details are very important in college writing and in professional writing, okay? Moving on. All right, so this is going to be our mascot for the semester. Take a minute and look at this mascot and think about whether anything surprises you about him and his 7 C's. Hopefully, some of the things that he stands for seem legit and expected. In professional writing, you definitely want to be clear, always, and coherent. That means having good organization. You want to be consistent, tell people the same thing every time. Conciseness, I've already mentioned. You want to get right to the point and not spend a lot of time lingering on details. And you want it to be complete, but maybe something surprised you in this list, and that's the creativity section. A lot of people don't think of professional writing as being very creative, but we're going to think of it as being very creative, and I'm going to ask you to be creative this semester. Now, this graphic is from an article called 7 C's of Better Business Writing. All right, syllabus overview. Now, Lots of teachers will tell you that all your answers are in the syllabus. Here is the graphic that they all live by. So having said that, let's take a minute and look at the syllabus. So close up PowerPoint, and so here's what the syllabus looks like. I emailed it to you. It's also on the top of Moodle. You can read the course description and the objectives. There is no textbook for this class, but you will need the internet constantly. There's enough good resources on the internet that you shouldn't need a textbook. You shouldn't have to pay $100 for a textbook. If you want to, and if you expect to be doing a lot of professional writing in the future, here are some textbooks that you can get, but I don't think you should need them. All right, so our assignments. First off, professional writing has to be correct, and so we're going to spend a lot of time reviewing grammar and how to have correct grammar in this course. And so those will be quizzes, and I'm going to have you look at a Grammar Bites website and read their tips and take their quizzes, and it should make it so that you will be very good, very educated in grammar by the end. And so none of your bosses will have any problems with your grammar, hopefully. And if you ever forget, you have this website to come back to. All right, so now we're getting into the assignments, like the writing assignments of the session. So first off, I want you to create a company, and I'm going to go into more detail about this in a minute. And in order to create your company, you got to write about it. I want you to write a mission statement, and I want you to write an email to recruit employees to your company, and I want you to write a press release about your grand opening. Now these together count as 15% of your grade, and they will be like the longer assignment sheets are available on Moodle, so don't worry about that, and you can look at them later. After that first session, I'm going to have you build a company. And so this is going to be mostly communication with stakeholders. You're going to write a complaint letter, and then you're going to write a letter agreeing to the complaint and whatever the customer asked for, and then not agreeing and telling the customer you can't do that for them, which is very tricky. And so we're going to practice that. After that, you're going to write a memo to your employees about how to follow a particular policy. And finally, you're going to write a white paper report. And this is going to use evidence, and it's going to sell your company. And we'll go into more detail about that later. Finally, in professional writing, you're going to have to revise things over and over and over and over again until you are very frustrated. So we're going to get used to that now and practice not being frustrated with revision. And so you'll send me drafts of stuff. I'll give you feedback on that. Then you'll submit the final form, I'll grade you, and even after you've submitted the final form, I want you to revise again and put everything in a final portfolio. That's 15% of your grade. And the last 10 is professionalization. All right, you can read this stuff, but I'm going to skip it for now. And I want you to look at this session map. Now, this is a good map. A map is an overview, so it's not everything in detail, but it gives you a sense of what's coming when. And it's color-coded, because I like colors. The stuff in blue are the assigned readings. I'm not going to be quizzing you or testing you on the readings, but you need to do the readings in order to do a good job on the writing assignment that's due at the end of the week. Okay, so the stuff in blue is the assigned readings. Read what's there. You can read it on Mondays, you can read it on Sundays, you can read it on Tuesdays. Read it before the end of the week, though, at some point. And usually I will also include videos to help, to review the quick things about the readings and to give you any additional information that I think is helpful. Yes, the stuff in green are the days that I want you to draft things. Now, the drafting is not super required, but I will look at your materials and give you feedback on your materials, and that's going to be really useful to you. So if you can get them to me by Thursday, I would say by midnight Thursday, that would give me Friday and Saturday to read them and respond to them. and then I can get them back to you hopefully by the end of Sunday, or by the end of Saturday, because the stuff is due Sunday. So that's in orange. Most things are due Sunday evenings at midnight unless otherwise specified. So keep your eye on the details, but assume most things are going to be due Sunday at midnight. And I have them here. So this is like the document that's due is a mission statement, the document that's due is a press release, and you also have to take a quiz on commas and get all three of those to me by midnight. Okay? All right. So that's how to read this thing. Let's go back to our PowerPoint here. We did that. All right, so now it comes time to think about like the company you want. And so this is the brainstorming of a company. What is a company you might want to work at in the future? Now you can be as imaginative and creative as you like. If I were gonna work at a company, if I weren't teaching at Nichols, and I wanted to start my own place, it might be a bakery because I really like baking and eating. And I love cupcakes, and I think that the bakery might be what I would do for my company. But whatever you want. You can be related to your major. It doesn't have to be. And think about what would be your dream job in the whole world. What company would you start? Okay, so think about that for a few minutes. Here are some ideas. You can do a for-profit company or a non-profit company, and these are things that other students have done in the past. They've done gyms, they've done bakeries, they've done party planning, tattoo parlors, sports agencies, interior decorating firms, cruise lines, a restaurant, a bar, a ride-sharing company. Some people started a company for professional shoppers, a PR firm. And then for the nonprofits, they did like international disaster relief or youth justice community outreach centers or international immigration education. So really the sky is the limit. Pick something that you think might be fun. Finally, let's look at the Moodle page. So go to your Moodle page. If it brings this up, you can just hit cancel and it will bring you to your dashboard. Okay. This is us. Right here is our website with our mascot. All right, so every assignment for reading and for drafting is going to be in these assignments, these websites. So if you click on the first one, it says you should read the course syllabus and read about rhetorical awareness. This is a link, so open it up, read it, take notes, watch the introductory video, which you are. Congratulations, you've got that one done. And set up Gmail if you don't have one. And then brainstorm ideas for a company, and you should write down at least 3, okay? And then start to read about comma tips, all right? You can do this for Monday, that's what I would suggest. You can do it Tuesday, you can do it all on Wednesday, you can do it Thursday before you draft. It depends on your schedule, okay? All right, and then you can click on back or you can click on return to week 1. And then, so here's the assignments that I recommend for Monday. Here's the assignments I recommend for Wednesday. Here's the drafting assignments I recommend for Thursday. And here, in the resources and samples folder, you'll see the mission statement and the press release assignment. You'll see instructions for how to get onto Grammar Bites. You'll see some samples of what other students have done for mission statements and press releases. And you'll see a PDF that is required reading for one of the days. Okay, so if you don't find something, if it's not linked, go to the resources folder. All right. Don't hesitate to email me with any questions.